Hey guys, it's Vince Delisio from the Varsity Sports Show. I wanted to take a moment to actually welcome our brand new intern team for the fall of 2024. We have nearly 70 broadcast journalism interns from across the country joining us. And you're going to hear some great content that spans the country. Plus, we're going to cover a lot of local things. I think we're off to a good start. We've got a great team. Today, our co-hosts are Jhamyr Johnson out of Indianapolis, Indiana, who's a virtual broadcast student from Arizona State University's Cronkite School of Mass Communications, and our very own Anahid Calustian Enriquez from the University of Houston. Also, want to thank, from the bottom of my heart, some great partners that have really been proactive in helping us establish the internship here in the Houston area. And out of Texas Southern University, Dr. Clyde Duncan Jr., and out of the University of Houston, Christina Werner. Thank you so much for your help in helping provide opportunities to students. And we want to do more. Keep an eye out. We are going to be live streaming some football games this fall, giving our broadcast team even more experience out there in calling games and be put in real-life situations during broadcasts. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and we really appreciate you, our listening audience, the interns that join us, and ESPN 97.5, 92.5 Houston. Enjoy the show.
This is the Varsity Sports Show on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5.
Your home for youth, high school, college sports, and you. Empowering education and enabling dreams.
Welcome to the Varsity Sports Show on ESPN 97.5, 92.5 Houston. I'm Jhamyr Johnson from Arizona State University. I'm excited to be one of your hosts today. On today's show, we will start with Julia Coyne on the University of Houston men's football with a season recap, Adrian Carmona with a Florida Gators men's football report, and Roberto Astorga with a Houston cross-country preview. But first, I want to tell you about this amazing opportunity that I have received, which is an internship with the Varsity Sports Show. I applied, then received an opportunity to be an intern at the Varsity Sports Show based out of Arizona. I live in Indiana, and I am from Indianapolis, and I am able to participate with the Varsity Sports Show remotely. Currently, I am a senior at Arizona State University, majoring in Mass Communications and Media Studies, which is a part of the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications. However, I was admitted into ASU through the Uber Eats and Starbucks program. Working with either Uber Eats, or Starbucks provides individuals with an opportunity to go to Arizona State University as a benefit of their programs. If you are a student interested in the internship with this amazing company from the Varsity Sports Show, follow our social media on X, formerly Twitter, at Varsity Show, and check out our website at varsitysportsshow.com.
Hi everyone. This is Roberto Astorga for the Varsity Sports Show. Cross country is a sport that takes guts and stamina. Runners sprint, jog, and even in some special occasions, crawl to the finish line. They do this for their personal times and for their teams. This is no different in Houston, Texas. In November, which is coming sooner rather than later, the University Interscholastic League in Texas will have its championship races. 1A, 3A, and 5A schools will race on the first, while 2A, 4A, and 6A schools will race on the second. There is still some time between them, and students and coaches are giving their all to be there. Qualifiers, district meets, regional meets, and even team practices give students an opportunity to reach and be competitive in the championship run. Runners compete in 5K and 3,200 meter races. Because it is the fourth largest city in the U.S. population-wise, Houston has high schools competing in 3A, 4A, 5A, and 6A. They also have multiple regions in those divisions. Houston high schools like Clear Lake and Cypress Springs in 6A had strong runners last year, finishing with top 50 times in the state. Specifically in District 14 and 6A, MacArthur High School has continued their domination from last year, with multiple runners having top 5 times. MacArthur, like many more schools in Houston, will look to continue their dominance in their districts while pushing to become state powerhouses. Reporting for the Varsity Sports Show, Roberto Astorga.
Hello, I'm Adrian Carmona from the University of Florida for the Varsity Sports Show. Billy Napier and the Florida Gators will enter what most analysts believe to be a make-or-break season in 2024, and their work is cut out for them. After 2 straight losing seasons in the first 2 years of Napier's tenure, the Gators will have to face their hardest schedule under Napier, and what many believe to be the toughest schedule in all of college football. Florida is the only school this year to face 11 Power Conference teams this fall. To kick off the year, they face number 19 Miami in the Swamp. The schedule was not too tough to round out October, with games against Samford, Texas A&M, Mississippi State, UCF, Tennessee, and Kentucky. However, they face a gauntlet in November, which includes 5 top 25 teams. The stretch begins with their annual meetup with Georgia in Jacksonville. They then travel to Texas to take on the newest SEC edition. They will face LSU and Ole Miss at home, and then finish off 2024 in Tallahassee to take on FSU. With the hardest schedule in college football, the Gators face a tall task in 2024. From the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Adrian Carmona.
I'm Julia Coyne at Arizona State University for the Varsity Sports Show. The University of Houston Cougars had a rough year last year with an overall record of 4-8 and going second to last in the Big 12. Quarterback Donovan Smith will be entering his senior year as a Cougar after transferring from Texas Tech after his sophomore year. At a solid 6'5" and 235 pounds, Donovan threw for 2,800 total yards in the 2023 season while also facing a shoulder injury. He received surgery after the season and is supposed to be back at 100% for this 2024 season. A new head coaching era arises with head coach Willie Fritz from Tulane. Tulane went 23-4 in the past 2 years and participated in a bowl game the past 5 out of his 6 seasons. One of his most impressive wins was in 2022 when Tulane beat Caleb Williams and USC in the Cotton Bowl. This is what Coach Fritz has to say about his plans for this upcoming season as University of Houston's new head coach.
Just want to go 1-0 every week, and when the game's over, you press that reset button and you go after the next opponent to the best of your ability. And I really think it's so important to not waste these days of preparation coming up. We work year round for these 12 opportunities, and there's going to be 11 of them at 9:30 on Saturday night. So we want to prepare and play the very best we possibly can and see where that takes us.
University of Houston is hoping for a new era. With Varsity Sports Show, I'm Julia Coyne.
Good afternoon, my fellow Varsity Sports fans. This is Sabir Abdusshaheed from Temple University with your Philadelphia and PA High School Football Report, where we dive into the action and excitement of the local gridiron. Today, we'll highlight a key player that we will keep our eyes on for this upcoming football season right here in PA. We have quarterback from Roman Catholic, Samaj Bills. Last year, Samaj and the Roman Catholics were 9-3 in their football season. Quotes such as, "He is not human," goes to show the influence Samaj has on his team and on his fans within the Roman Catholic fan base and environment. We are so excited to see matchups such as Cardinal O'Hare and LaSalle College versus Samaj Bill and the Roman Catholics. We will have to see how Cardinal O'Hare performs against the Roman Catholic team, the O'Hare's own running back, Deshaun Foster, as he enters last season. We'll see how he performs with O'Hare in a game against Roman Catholics. That's all for this week's Philadelphia High School Football Report. Thank you so much for tuning in, and be sure to join us next week for more updates and highlights. Until next time, this is Sabir Abdusshaheed signing off.
This is Nick Furman from Arizona State University reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. Well, it's that time of year for the Texas Southern Tigers to strap on the helmets and lace the cleats up for the 2024 football season. The Tigers come into the season with a new head coach with 13 years of NFL playing experience and 19 years of coaching experience. Chris Dishman was named to be the 18th head coach in Texas Southern University history. Dishman played for the Houston Oilers, the Minnesota Vikings, and the Kansas City Chiefs in the NFL. Dishman's coaching experience was on display in the NFL, NFL Europe, CFL, XFL, USFL, college football, and a stop at IMG Academy. Dishman comes to this historic HBCU in Texas Southern with an abundance of coaching experience, with his last coaching stop in XFL with the Las Vegas Vipers as their defensive coordinator. Dishman says that he is a technique-driven coach and wants his players to be productive on and off the field for their communities and their families. Dishman believes his recruiting skills are one of the best things about him as a coach. The Tigers should be excited for the future of their football program with Dishman at the reins of it. Tigers went 3-8 last season in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Tigers haven't had a winning season in the last several years. Will Dishman be able to change the culture and bring an expect-to-win attitude to Texas Southern this season and beyond? Varsity Sports, I'm Nick Furman reporting.
Stick around because we will be right back with the Varsity Sports Show on ESPN 97.5, 92.5 Houston. Don't move one muscle. We will hurry and continue with the show after the break.
ESPN 97.5.
Hello everyone, my name is Adrian Carmona, and I am very excited to be joining the Varsity Sports Show team as their Gainesville correspondent. I am a third-year sports media major at the University of Florida, and my dream is to become a sports broadcaster and radio host. I can't wait to provide you all with the best content and news surrounding Gainesville sports.
Can you dig it? Houston, get ready to rumble with the Hall of Fame on ESPN Radio.
That's right, Booker. We're bringing the heat Tuesday through Friday right here on the Houston airwaves on 97.5 and 92.5.
We've got the exclusive scoop on wrestling, boxing, and everything in between.
Join us for the smackdown of sports talk and don't miss a moment of the action.
The Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that? Sucker!
Research shows that high-quality teachers have the greatest impact on student success during the school day. By shaping their students, they are shaping the future. Yet while actors have Oscars, musicians have Grammys, and athletes have gold medals, exemplary educators who prepare every profession are just not recognized enough. The Milken Educator Awards set out to change that by surprising outstanding educators across the nation with $25,000 prizes and providing a platform to celebrate, elevate, and activate the profession.
Erica Stevens!
The awards were created by Lowell Milken of the national nonprofit Milken Family Foundation. The journey to surprising the 3,000th Milken Educator is in full swing. Who will be next?
Honey, they chose me.
Celebrate teachers, value teachers, thank teachers.
Innovation has always been the hallmark of Pro Dunk basketball goals. Their latest invention is a game changer. Jeremy Branham here. Pro Dunk goals have been adjustable for years, allowing you to raise and lower the height of your goal, but now you can use their patent-pending Lightning Adjust feature to change the height 10 times faster. It's so easy and fun to do. Check out the new Lightning Adjust feature at ProDunk.com. The best basketball goals on the planet. ProDunk.com.
Houston, get ready because Red Bull is bringing an action-packed Formula One exhibition to Houston's Discovery Green September 7th. Paul Gallant here. The Red Bull Show Run will offer fans of all ages access to a massive outdoor pop-up exhibition featuring 2 championship-winning F1 cars that will take over the streets of downtown H-Town to pull off flawless donuts and roaring burnouts. The event is free for the general public. No ticket needed. Bring your family. Bring your friends. Come on out. Learn more at redbull.com/showrunhouston.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain.
But we don't speak Spanish.
So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's conversational method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Estoy muy emocionado para ir a España contigo.
Aw, he just said, I'm very excited to go to Spain with you. Nos vamos a divertir mucho.
And that means we're going to have a lot of fun.
Sí. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
You're listening to the Varsity Sports Show
on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show on ESPN 97.5, 92.5 Houston. I'm Jhamyr Johnson from Indianapolis, Indiana, and student at Arizona State University. This segment we will feature Jesse Davis with a Houston Texans season preview, Tomasa Perez with a University of Texas football preview, Riley Garcia with Houston Feel Good News, Florencio de la Torro with a Texas high school tennis report, and Nick Furman with a Texas Southern University football preview. Although, first we will get into our interview with a powerlifter from South Bend, Indiana. Who am I here with today?
LaKasia Pruitt.
LaKasia Pruitt. And where is LaKasia Pruitt from?
I am from South Bend, Indiana.
What is your current involvement with sports?
My current involvement in sports, I'm a powerlifter. I've been powerlifting since 2017, and then I began competing in actual powerlifting competitions in 2019.
Can you tell me 2 important and pivotal moments that happened in your life that confirmed that this was the path for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So one important thing is that I always wanted to be in sports with people who look like me. And so it's important for me to not only see representation, but also be representation for other people. I have 2 younger sisters who are brown, and I think it's important for brown women especially, and then for other brown people to see people doing things in sports that may not necessarily be populated by, black and brown people. So that's one of the things that confirmed that this was the path for me. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing is I just love being active. I love movement. I love sports. And when you powerlift, it's pretty much just you versus you. I am in a pretty low weight class, so a lot of the times I'm just competing against myself. So I get to just see how far I come each time I compete.
Who are a few people that help you get to this point, and how are these people able to help you succeed?
Yeah, so there's been so many people actually that have helped me get to this point. So many people that I can't necessarily pinpoint, 1, 2, or 3, but a lot of different coaches, a lot of people who have spoken life into me and believed in me, and who kind of seen the vision before I did, that I could even power lift and that I am as strong as I am. So just to kind of sum it up, multiple different coaches and mentors in my family have all been pretty helpful in helping me and continuing to help me succeed.
That's great that they can speak life to help you succeed. That's a good thing. All right, so the next question is, what are any accolades or rewards that you have received in this field?
Yeah, so I have received multiple Indiana state records for powerlifting. I received, let me take a look here so I can pull them up so I can make sure I am giving you the most accurate information in regards to this. But I've received a ton of, well, I won't say a ton, but I've received a few Indiana state records. So one that I'm looking at now is I received the raw record for the highest bench press at my weight class for one of the competitions that I competed in back in 2022.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. And that's great. You are teaching me things every day about you. That's new. Okay. So, how did receiving these awards make you feel, and what were the people's responses to you winning these awards, like friends, family, haters, anybody that you compete against, just anybody in general? What were their reactions when you won this, or just somebody that stands out when you received your accolades?
Yeah, so the first question you asked was how did I feel when I received the awards? I felt really grateful and just really happy, and it allowed me to see that I am actually working towards something, and I am actually good at a thing, and it's more than just a hobby, but it's something that makes me feel fulfilled. So I'm just very grateful and glad that I was able to succeed in something that I put a lot of effort into. And then what were the people's responses to me when I won? So the people that support me, they were just really continuously supportive of me. They were happy to be a part of the moment of me, lifting the weight and then winning the award. So just a lot of support and continuous support that I'm grateful for as well.
What is the best part of your current sports-related career?
Yeah, so the best part of this, I would say, is the opportunity to really just continuously see how far I can go and how far I can grow. When you're passionate about a thing, you do it.
What are your plans for your sports-related career in the near future?
My plans are to make it to the national stage and maybe even the world stage. Right now, I just do it for, Indiana. So it's pretty much just specific to the state, but I haven't gotten any big stages. I haven't gotten any big stages just yet. So I hope that I can be healthy and all of my limbs and whatnot work well so that way I can get there.
This is Jesse Davis from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication at Arizona State University, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. Today I will be doing a season preview of the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans are coming off an amazing season, and one that saw their star rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud win Offensive Rookie of the Year as he led the team to a record of 10-7, and their first division title since 2019. This included a wild-card win against the Browns before losing in the divisional round 34-10 against the Ravens. Stroud carried the team on his back, posting a 63.9% completion rate, passing for over 4,000 yards with 23 touchdowns to just 5 interceptions, holding a 100.8 quarterback rating. The Texans have had some massive offseason acquisitions on both sides of the ball, including signing veteran edge rusher Danielle Hunter to a 2-year, $49 million deal. Hunter had 16.5 sacks with the Vikings last season. The Texans also traded for 2-time All-Pro wide receiver Stephon Diggs, who had over 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns with the Bills. The only challenge the Texans face is if C.J. Stroud can continue to find success and build off of his rookie campaign. Strength of schedule could also be an issue for the Texans as they go up against the likes of the Bills, Packers, Jets, Cowboys, Lions, Dolphins, Chiefs, and Ravens. The NFL Network has the Texans ceiling at 12-5 and their floor at 10-7. From the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Jesse Davis.
Hello, I'm Riley Garcia with Arizona State University reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. Despite being booed everywhere he goes as the 2017 sign-stealing scandal is still fresh in everyone's mind in the baseball world outside of Houston, the baseball world got to watch Jose Altuve create another unforgettable memory for an 11-year-old kid. During the Astros' visit in Baltimore to play the Orioles last Friday, a young kid was wearing an Orioles hat, was calling out to the All-Star second baseman to give him his bat if he hit a home run. Well, Altuve would go on to hit a 2-run home run to give his team the lead in the third inning, which started a 4-run inning for the Astros, though they later lost 7-5. After getting back to the dugout from hitting his home run, Altuve had called the kid over where he would hand him his bat. The kid, whose name is Chris, told Astros on-field reporter Julia Morales that Altuve is his idol, later continuing that it was the best moment of his life. And this isn't just a one-time exception either. Throughout his career, Jose Altuve has had many acts of kindness, including different charity donations. These include Lily's Toy Box, Kids Meals Incorporated, Canines for Warriors, and the Sunshine Kids. And in spring training of this year, he gave a fan his cleats after the game. Also, in 2022, he was nominated for the Roberto Clemente Award, which is awarded to the player who best represents the game through extraordinary character and community involvement. For the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Riley Garcia.
Hey everyone, this is Florencio de la Torre from the Sidney Poitier New American Film School at ASU, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. In light of the start of the US Open this past Monday, let's talk tennis. The TTCA, or Texas Tennis Coaches Association, has released their 2024-2025 preseason rankings for UIL 4A, 5A, and 6A Division tennis. The Texas Tennis Coaches Association has been recognized by the UIL as the official voice of Texas high school tennis since 1967. We'll take a quick look at the top-rated schools in each division. The full rankings can be found on the TTCA website. In 4A, the top 5 schools to watch this season will be number 5, Wills Point, number 4, Canyon, number 3, Pleasant Grove, number 2, Canyon Randall, and number 1, Wimberley. In Division 5A, the top 5 schools to watch this season will be number 5, Highland Park, number 4, Frisco Reedy, number 3, Frisco Wakeland, number 2, Frisco Independence, and number 1, Frisco Centennial. In Division 6A, the top 5 schools to watch this season will be number 5, the Woodlands, number 4, Katy 7 Lakes, number 3, Plano West, number 2, Clements, and number 1, Westwood. Thanks for listening. This has been Florencio de la Torre with the Varsity Sports Show.
It was nice talking to everyone, but my time on air is up. However, when we come back from our commercial break, we will have more segments from our amazing student interns at the Varsity Sports Show. I am glad to bring you Houston news as one of the Varsity Sports Show's student interns. Stay here and stick around because one of my team members from the University of Houston, Anahid Henriquez, another great and talented individual on our team, will guide you through the second half of the show. Enjoy. Stay put.
ESPN 97.5.
Hello everyone, my name is Jesse Davis. I'm a junior majoring in sports journalism at Arizona State University, and I cannot wait to get things rolling with the Varsity Sports Show this fall semester. Really working on broadcasting and producing and just gaining as much experience as I can.
Donors choose. Support a classroom. Build a future. Did you know that every year, public school teachers spend nearly $500 of their own money for student supplies? Let's do the math. That comes out to over $1.2 billion a year. And that's just not right. At Donors Choose, we want students and teachers to have the tools they need for a great education. And now, more than ever, they need your help. Here's what you can do. Go to DonorsChoose.org and choose from teachers' requests that support reading, math, science, history, and more. Once a request is funded, we'll take care of shipping everything directly to the teacher. It's that easy. You'll receive thank you letters and photos from students and teachers and a report of how every dollar was spent. Teachers' needs have never been greater. Learn more at DonorsChoose.org. Donors Choose. Support a classroom. Build a future.
Hey listeners, the Varsity Sports Show is on Sunday mornings from 9 to 10 on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Join us as we feature all Houston, all hour. We'll talk to coaches, players, journalists, and featuring Vipe Media's Matt Malatesta to bring you the Vipe Sports Report. Start your Sunday off with a smile with the Varsity Sports Show, 9 to 10 a.m. on ESPN Radio 97.5 and 92.5 Houston.
DraftKings Sportsbook at the Golden Nugget Lake Charles is your best bet this football season. Catch all the action and immerse yourself in over 3,200 square feet of LED screens. Wager, watch, and win in the sleekest setting with the best odds. Order some of your favorite bites and sip on an award-winning cocktail at your game day headquarters. Only at the DraftKings Sportsbook, Louisiana's largest sportsbook, at the Golden Nugget Casino Lake Charles, a 2-hour drive from Houston. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Please call 1-877-770-STOP.
Your home for the Sugarland Space Cowboys is ESPN 92.5. Listen to every hit, pitch, and big play of the 2024 season right here on ESPN 92.5.
13 years ago, Veritex Community Bank opened its doors with the intention to serve others and grow the community. Over 40,000 customers choose the bank with truth in its name. Wouldn't you like to experience truth in Texas banking? Join Team Veritex today. Member FDIC.
Most people are tired and worn down by the time they get to the mortgage part of a home purchase, so they don't properly shop their mortgage. That's when you should call Kent Jones at Dream Rate Mortgage. His mission is simple: educate and help borrowers save money. With 29 years of experience, Kent can get you a quick quote quote without an application or credit pull. Call or text Kent at Dream Rate at 713-520-LOAN. That's 713-520-5626 or visit 975loan.com.
Dream Rate Mortgage LLC, NMLS number 2482473. J. Ken Jones, NMLS number 356118. Equal housing lender.
You're listening to the Varsity Sports Show
on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5.
Thank you, Jhamyr, for reporting for the first half, and welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show. I'm your host, Anahid Enriquez from the University of Houston. Go Cougs! It's great to have you with us here this morning, and coming up we have Christopher Zevallos from Arizona State University covering Texas Tech football. So stay tuned on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5 Houston.
Hello world, this is Chris Zevallos with the Varsity Sports Show, and the wait is finally over, as this weekend marks the first full weekend of college football, and I'm here to talk about the Texas Tech Red Raiders, who have found a new swagger going into this 2024 season. Third-year head coach Joey McGuire looks to improve off a 7-6 record in 2023 that was capped off by a 34-14 victory over California in the Independence Bowl. Texas Tech alumni and current Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes donated $5 million to the program to renovate the south end zone of the school's Jones AT&T Stadium. Texas Tech also struck a sweet new 10-year partnership deal with Adidas to become the official merchandise partner of the university, meaning the team will get revamped uniforms this season. In addition, Mahomes and Adidas launched an NIL program called Team Mahomes, where 6 Texas Tech athletes were selected as inaugural members of the Team Mahomes class, including freshman wide receiver Micah Hudson, who is a Texas native. These athletes will showcase Adidas-branded products, including Mahomes' shoe brand. Texas Tech's offense is anchored by senior running back Taj Brooks, and he is one of the top returning players for the Red Raiders this season. Brooks has the opportunity to become the all-time leading rusher for Texas Tech, where he will need just a little bit over 1,000 yards to complete. Junior quarterback Baron Morton is also returning to lead the Red Raiders offense, and although Morton missed spring with a shoulder injury, he is set to capitalize off a stellar sophomore season. Texas Tech's defense is anchored by redshirt junior Jacob Rodriguez, and he will also be returning after battling a leg injury in 2023, which only allowed him to play in 4 games, including Texas Tech's bowl game against Cal. He will play in front of a young secondary led by Braylon Lux and CJ Baskerville. Texas Tech will have to face the task of maintaining its established identity in the Big 12 with numerous new programs joining the conference. This is Christopher Zevallos from the Varsity Sports Show.
Good morning. My name is Alexandra Medina, and I am an ASU Cronkite sports journalism student. From the moment football athletes lace up for the first time, there is just one goal in mind: to suit up for an NFL team. The saying, "everything is bigger in Texas," has existed for quite some time, and due to the competitive nature of the game at just the high school level, many young athletes will go on to play at the highest level. Danny Amendola and Antoine Winfield Jr., both Super Bowl champions, are not the only NFL players to have walked the halls at the Woodlands High School. Ethan Bonner, a cornerback for the Miami Dolphins, graduated from the Woodlands during the year of 2018. While many athletes that have walked the halls of the Woodlands have gone on to play at the highest level, they will not be the last. The Highlanders are preparing to face off against Cinco Ranch High School on August 31st. While the program prepares for its first game of the season, this will not be the only preparation taking place. The Woodlands will have a new name in the circle, Peyton Dell, a junior quarterback. Dell will be tossing the ball all season long after Mabry Matauer went on to play at the University of Wisconsin. Though Texas is one of the most competitive states when it comes to high school football, the Woodlands program has proven that it can compete. Over the last decade, the Woodlands have been ranked within the top teams throughout the nation. Heading into the 2024-2025 season, there is just one sight in mind for the Highlanders: to stand underneath the confetti at the end of the season. For ESPN Houston Radio, I am Alexandra Medina.
Hello, I'm Janice Reyes reporting to you from Varsity Sports. Today I will be giving you a preview on the Houston University swimming and diving team. Alondra Ortiz and Elizabeth Jimenez qualified for the 2024 Summer Olympics. Ortiz finished 18th place in the 200 butterfly, so she is definitely a swimmer to look out for this season. Another swimmer to look out for is Ethan Humphrey. He set 2 new program records early this year. He completed the 1,000-yard freestyle in 9 minutes and 55 seconds, and the 1,650-yard freestyle in 16 minutes and 29 seconds. And lastly, Henrietta Fengel also set a program record at 58.9 seconds in the 100-yard backstroke. So make sure to stay updated with Houston swimming and diving. Once again, I'm Janice Reyes reporting to you from the Varsity Sports Show.
This is Marco Segai of the Varsity Sports Show with the report on Westfield High School in Houston, Texas, home of the Mustangs. The Mustangs have lost longtime coach Matt Meekins over the offseason, who's retiring after 9 seasons. He finished his tenure with a 99-19 record, and in his final season finished 11-3. Meekins led Westfield to the regional finals 3 times and the state semifinals once. Taking over from Meekins is Desmar Black. Black was formerly the assistant head coach, co-defensive coordinator, and cornerbacks coach. There has to be a level of expectations and pressure placed on Black and the Mustangs, as this is a successful Westfield program year in and year out. That standard has to remain, and I'm sure Black has a team instilling that mindset day in and day out. They've also lost Taji Atkins, who's leaving for Rice University. He led the teams in touchdown last year and accounted for 46% of offensive snaps, according to the Houston Chronicle. There are 9 returning starters for Westfield, which includes senior quarterback Miles Dent, who in his junior season had 1,914 pass yards and 23 touchdowns. Dent is one of the leaders of this Mustangs team, and surely there is expectation on him to operate the offense after losing one of his best weapons. Westfield will certainly be a team to watch in Class 6A in 2024, which is nothing short of typical for a program of their caliber. For Varsity Live, this was Marco Segai. Until next time.
Hey listeners, you're tuning in to ESPN on 97.5 and 92.5 Houston. We're taking a quick break, but make sure to stick around. I'm your host, Anahid Enriquez from the University of Houston, and we'll be right back after this with more sports updates.
ESPN 97.5.
I'm Alexandra Medina with the Varsity Sports Show, and I am proud to tell the stories of players, coaches, and even fans. Make sure to tune into the Varsity Sports Show to hear me cover Arizona's local sports.
I want you to imagine for a moment you're in a hospital. You are the patient connected to an IV bag. There's a constant parade of serious doctors, countless tests, endless pokes, and a serious diagnosis. Scary surgeries are followed by painful recoveries. You're in the hospital for days, weeks, months. Now imagine experiencing all of these things and you're only a child. This is why Starlight exists, to bring happiness to hospitalized children through programs that help kids cope, build resilience, bolster confidence, and change their outlook. Programs like gaming, virtual reality headsets, toy deliveries, radio flyer wagons, and cozy hospital gowns are just a few of the ways Starlight eases a child's hospital stay. Because happiness matters. Visit starlight.org to learn more.
Get the inside scoop on the Houston Texans 2024 season each week with ESPN Texans reporter DJ Bieneme.
Just because you're going against a great defense doesn't mean the offense can't be effective. That's not how the NFL works.
Every Tuesday at 2 and every Friday at 5, DJ joins ESPN 97.5 to give his analysis and break down the latest news from the Texans.
CJ told us he's trying to have more command of the offense.
Brought to you by Houston Powder Coaters and the DraftKings Sportsbook at Golden Nugget, Lake Charles.
When the storms show up, so do all those pesky storm-chasing roofers trying to get you to file an insurance claim. The group of professionals at Brinkman Quality Roofing are not the guys that will be knocking on your door. Call them today at 281-480-7663. That's 281-480-ROOF. They will evaluate your roof and determine what is the best course of action for you and your home. There's no substitute for Brinkman Quality. That's BrinkmanQuality.com, BrinkmanQuality.com.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day. And smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Milo's Rewards members, it's Labor Day and doorbuster deals are waiting for you. Take advantage of holiday prices and save $1,500 on a Hisense Smart French door refrigerator to create your dream kitchen. Plus, save $100 on a 10-foot animatronic skeleton because Halloween is right around the corner. Not a member? Join for free today to get these savings and more. Valid through 9/2. Program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowe's.com/terms. Subject to change. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
What is GMTVCC? That's a mouthful, but translation for GMTVCC.com is Give Me the VIN Classic and Collector Cars. It's a brand new buying division of Give Me the VIN, but it's for classic and collector cars. Experienced pro buyers will appraise an offer on your 1970 Hemi Cuda or 1988 Fox Body Mustang or your granddad's old 1985 square body Chevy truck. GMTVCC.com is where you go to get real money for classic and collector cars to get paid now. That's GMTVCC.com. Brought to you by Give Me the VIN.
The Best Stop Cajun Market has expanded to Katy. No more trips to Scott, Louisiana for down-home Cajun-inspired groceries and takeout eats, including boudin and pork rinds. We brought it to you. Right at I-10 just west of 99. Whether you want some crackling or boudin for your Labor Day road trip or some specialty Cajun meats like Cajun stuffed pork chops for your next tailgate, The Best Stop has you covered. Stop by today. The Best Stop at I-10 and 99. Now back to the Varsity Sports Show with Vince DeLisio
on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5.
Time now for
I Want Winners
Coaching News.
Welcome back, and this is your host, Anahid Enriquez from the University of Houston, and you're listening to the second half of the Varsity Sports Show, live on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5 Houston. If you're just tuning in, we've been talking about the latest news in Houston sports, and I'm here with Richpoint High School's head football coach, Richard LaFavors. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. How are you doing?
Doing good. Thank you for having me.
What led you to become a high school football coach?
Well, I coached for 14 years in college and bounced around a little bit from TCU to Alabama to A&M, Texas State, and then ended up at Rice University in Houston. And so that's how I got to Houston. And then we got let go at Rice, and I had 4 boys that were kind of coming into the middle school age, and I just didn't want to move. I enjoyed Houston and wanted, the rat race of college coaching can be tough, and so I just decided, we decided as a family to stay here in Houston. So I got into high school coaching and started at Lamar Consolidated High School, and then which eventually led to an opportunity to be here at Richpoint.
That's great. I'm glad to hear that. So what are some goals you've set for the team, and is there anything specific you would like to accomplish this season?
Just we want to always play our best. I think each week is a new week, and I try not to get too ahead of ourselves. Obviously, the ultimate goal is to get to AT&T, but we understand there's a process to get there, and just trying to stay focused. We have a chance to be pretty good this year, and just got to stay healthy and keep improving, and like we talk about, keep stacking bricks and making deposits, and try to make a long run in the playoffs.
So, are there any strategies you use to build positive teamwork amongst your team?
I think it happens organically a little bit. I look for opportunities to allow the young men to show their leadership and their ability. We put them through stress and put them through adversity, and see how they respond, and then you reward them, and it's very much obviously dial back, but very similar to like how a military, boot camp, you kind of get them going and kind of break them down, and then you build them back up to the culture and expectations and the standards that you have for your program.
And so, do you have any favorite moments as a high school coach?
Just, I think anytime and this is human nature, anytime you've worked really hard on something and then you're able to achieve it, whether it's, beating an opponent, in the weight room when someone, is lifting and they do a new max and, maybe you didn't think they were going to get it, or maybe they almost didn't think they would get it, but they do. And just that kind of moment you see in their eyes and the joy and the team. And it's hard to put into words, to be honest with you, the feeling you get, but it's very rewarding.
And that's a wrap on our interview with Coach LeFavors from Richmond High School. Is there anything else you'd like to share, maybe on how people listening can support the team, or any upcoming games we should know about?
We have our first home opener the following week on Thursday night. I believe it's going to be a TV game versus Fulser. That'll be at Mercer Stadium in Sugar Land, also at 7 o'clock. So then we head on in to Bridgeland on the road after that, and that ends our non-conference. And then we begin our district play. So I'd love for anybody to get the schedule online and come out and catch a game. We're very exciting team to watch.
All right, and be sure to catch Rich Point's football team in action this season. And don't forget to follow them on Instagram and X for more updates at RPHS_FB. Thanks again for joining us today, and to all of our listeners, stay tuned on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5 Houston.
This is Kavish Siddhartha from the Cronkite School of Journalism at ASU with Varsity Sports. I'm going to be discussing the high school football preview in Houston, Texas, focusing on the top private schools going into the 2024 football season. Among the best private football programs in Houston, St. Thomas Catholic leads the way. The Eagles finished their 23-24 season with a 12-1 overall record. The team won its first 12 games of the season before losing their final game to Parish Episcopal. They're surely one of the best private football programs in the state and are a force to be reckoned with heading into this year. Their first game of the season is this Friday against St. John's. Another threat in the mix of Houston schools is Second Baptist, who finished their 23-24 season with a record of 8-5. After starting the season last year against some tough competition, going 1-4 in their first 5 games. Second Baptist turned their season around, winning 7 straight games and finishing first in their district. One final team that has been ranked in the top 25 private school rankings prior to the new season is Cypress Christian. They finished their last year 8-4 and picked up some steam heading into the new season. The competition and skill level for high school football in Houston is high, but will definitely make for an exciting and captivating season. Thanks for tuning in to my private school football preview in Houston with Varsity Sports. This is Kavish Siddhartha reporting.
Joining us on the line is Ty Dutcher. He is the water polo coach for Grand Canyon University, has quite the storied history. And while we moved out west for our show this week in focusing on Grand Canyon and Coach Dutcher coming from the Central Valley of California. Coach, thanks for joining us here on the Varsity Sports Show. And I want to dig right in, first of all, and ask you were a Paralympian 8 years ago in Brazil. What was that experience like?
Yeah, Vince, thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm really grateful for this opportunity to just share my story and what's going on currently in my life. 8 years ago, I was 19 years old in the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. An absolute whirlwind of an experience. I'm just filled with gratitude that I got to represent my country. I lost my foot when I was 11 years old in a lawnmower accident. I was sneaking up behind my dad with a rubber band gun. He was on a riding lawnmower, didn't know I was there. I wanted to shoot him because I thought it'd be funny, and he reached the edge of the lawn and put it in reverse. I stumbled to the ground. The back right tire went on my right foot as he backed it up, and the blade completely got my foot. Was airlifted to a medical center in Sacramento, California, underwent 4 surgeries within 11 days, and they amputated 2 inches above my ankle. But the first words I said to my mom out of my first surgery, I said, "Mom, I know this happened for a reason." So I've lived my life with purpose since then. And I've always been in the pool. I have 4 older siblings that were in the military. I couldn't unfortunately join the military because I'm an amputee, and they don't allow amputees to join, even though I tried talking to recruiters and everything. So my way of serving and representing my country was to dig deep, work hard, and compete for Team USA to represent my country. And by the grace of God, I was able to do that in Rio. So it was an amazing experience.
That's a heck of a way to serve your country, is qualify for the Olympics, for God's sakes. But now, talk about that experience. I mean, you're 18, 19 years old, and you're on a worldwide stage. I mean, we're talking like 1 billion people tune into the Olympics. And what was that like?
In Rio, you don't really feel that until you actually get out and get on the block. And my main event was 100 backstroke, so you jump into the pool, and then you're just hanging on to the ledge, basically, and you're just sitting there, and you just have this moment of pause. I remember this so specifically, where you have a crowd of probably at least, I think, like 20 to 30,000 people in the stadium, and it's just like your heart just like feels like it stops beating. But as soon as they say, take your mark, you get up, and they let you go, buzzer goes, then you're off and you do what you're supposed to do. But it's a dream to represent my country, first off. So I was able to accomplish and achieve that dream by hard work and determination, day in and day out, 6 days a week, pumping 12 to 13,000 meters a day, where I was training at the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs at the time to make the games.
So you're coaching now. This is your second, third year leading the Grand Canyon program. Let's say I'm one of your athletes, and I come to you and I say, hey, Coach, you know what? I can't get in the pool today. I got a headache. What do you say to them? I'm sorry, I got to loosen it up, but I got to ask you that question.
It's a great question. I can say, look, I've made that excuse before too. And when I usually don't get into the pool and I just go back and sit at home and make an excuse up like that, where your head is hurting, is your head really hurting, or you just not want to get in and put the work in? But I've made that mistake before too, where I've made that excuse and I've learned from it, and I felt like crap for not getting in and putting in that work, because when it comes time to compete and play for your team needs you. You need you. We need you all together. So let's get yourself in the pool, and I guarantee you're going to feel a lot better once you start training and practicing. Now, obviously, if they're deathly sick, I'm going to be like, go back and get your rest, but come back into the pool and let me know when you're better. But you better be being honest with me, because if one fails, we all fail, and we're a team together. So we need to continue to just eliminate these excuses and just work hard and have that determined attitude, because you go into work saying you have a headache. In the real world, they're not going to let that fly. You gotta get in there and do your job, and through thick and thin. Unless you're throwing up or have a fever of 101 or something, then we have another situation. But if you're not throwing up or have a fever, that's kind of my rule, basically.
Yeah.
Get in and do the work, because I need you here. So that's what I would tell them.
So I'm a spectator watching the Grand Canyon University water polo team. What are going to be some descriptors that I throw out there when I watch you guys play?
In terms of what?
Well, in terms of effort, what are going to be some things that when I see you, I'll say, wow, these guys are good at blank.
These guys are good at showing heart. These guys know who they're playing for. These guys, first off, I want to make sure my team is playing for the glory of God, ultimately. And that's what I did when I was swimming. I had a purpose and a reason. But when it comes to a team sport like water polo, when you watch my athletes play, you're going to see a lot of camaraderie, a lot of really good chemistry of guys that are best friends out of the water, because it's all about the culture. You look at some of the most successful teams in college, basketball, football, whatever. Those most successful teams have solid chemistry and, most of all, really, really good culture. When the culture is set, then they're going to play really well together.
When you are recruiting athletes and you get multi-sport athletes, the benefit of participating in water polo, even as a leisure activity, it is an intense sport. But what skills does it build in an athlete?
Oh man, I mean, just physical. You're getting every single muscle group. You're hitting every single muscle group. It's like playing soccer and rugby in the water, essentially. So from a physical standpoint, it is incredibly exhausting, but it's very rewarding at the end, especially when you shoot a goal or get an assist or get a block, whatever it may be. On the mental standpoint, though, it builds so much character, because you have to really have a lot of self-control. If you don't and get angry or slap the water or try and hit somebody in the face or something, you're getting a red card or you're getting rolled and you're out of there. So you have to have a lot of self-control, even when people aren't treating you fairly and the ref doesn't see it. So you're building a lot of self-control and character that way, but also you're building up just an attitude to just get back up. And you're going to be facing a lot of trials inside the pool, going back and forth. You got to really have in your head, I can't give up. This is my team that I'm competing for, that I'm swimming with, and I need to continue to go back and forth in the pool and just not give up. I mean, so outside of the water, with that mental aspect, you're going to be able to be a little bit more successful in life, because you were able to deal with something so hard and complicated in the water.
All right, Coach Ty Dutcher, head coach of the Grand Canyon University water polo team. Coach, thanks again and a former Olympian, Paralympian 2016, Rio de Janeiro. Coach, thanks again for joining us here on the Varsity Sports Show. Very inspiring story, and good luck.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. This has been a great opportunity.
And that's all for today's show on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5 Houston. And I want to give a huge thanks to our guests, reporters, and listeners for joining us this morning. Remember to tune in next Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. And if you're interested in being a part of the varsity sports team, we have an internship open to students. So be sure to reach out to us on social media at Varsity Sports Show on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, as well as X at Varsity Show. This is your host, Anahid Enriquez from the University of Houston, signing off.
ESPN